Bulge of glass means in a increase in speed. There was a huge increase in her speed, but now she came on wings, choosing her footing in midair without even thinking about it. And in one moment, she was beside the shrinking woman. So she was on her wings means it seemed that she was flying. Even her foot did not touch the ground properly. It was almost in a mid air, and in a moment she was near the woman. In the boiling bloody water, the face of the crocodile fastened round her leg was tugging in and fro and smiling. So in the water, boiling water means because of the movement of the crocodile, there was a huge movement in the water, and her mouth was on the leg of the woman, and was trying backward and forward to take her into the water. The eyes rolled onto Sibia. One slap of the tail could kill her. So now crocodile looked at Sibia, and even if he had hit her with his tail, that could kill Sibia. He struck up shot the water 20 feet and fell like a silver chain. He jumped up and then down. It was like a 20 feet up and then down. It was like a chain. His tail was like a chain. Again, the rock jumped under the blow, and there was a sound of the stones under him. But in the daily heroism of Changan, as common as a thorn tree, Sibia did not hesitate. So because of her life in jungle, she didn't hesitate from these danger. She aimed at reptile's eye. She aimed, hit and the eye of the crocodile. With all the force of her little body, she dropped the hay fork at the eye, and one sprang went in right in, while its spear stretched past on its horny cheek. So with the complete force of her body, she hit with the hay fork on the eye of the crocodile. It went inside, and then there was a scratch on the body of the crocodile, but hay fork directly hit in the eye of the crocodile. The crocodile reared up in a convulsion till half-sized lizard body was out of the river, the tail and nose nearly meeting over his stony back. Then he crushed back, exploding the water, and in uproar of bloody foam, he disappeared. So he started rearing, he started making painful noise, crocodile. Half of the body was out, half of the body was inside the water. But then he went back and disappeared into the water. He could die, not yet, but presently, through his death would not be known for days, not until his stomach blown with gas floated him. Then perhaps he would be found upside down among the logs at the timber boom with pus in his eyes. So now there is an infection, there will be a pus in his eyes. Without of that infection or pus, there will be a stomach problem, there will be a digestion problem in his body. So that might be possible, the reason of his death, and then not present but very soon, and it might be possible that people would find his dead body, the body of the crocodile, among the logs. Sibia boom. Sibia got her arms around the fainting woman and somehow dragged her from the water. She stopped her wounds with the sand, bound them with the rag, and helped her home to the Gujar encampment, where the men made a litter to carry her to someone for the treatment. So now she took the woman out of the water, covered her wound with rag and sand, and then took her to his camp, from where men took him to the treatment. The Sibia went back for her grass and sickle and fork. The fork was lying in the water, not carried away. So she came back to take her load of grass and fork. So when she saw inside the river, there was still there, water did not take it, luckily, and as she bent to pick it up out of the water, she saw the blue bit. When she bent down to take the fork, what did she saw? She saw there the blue bit, whatever we have read in the previous. Not blue now, with the sun nearly gone, but are now color white blue and shape wobbling in the moment of. It was not blue because of sun was not there, so it seems that of no color, but there was a moment of its. She reached her arm down into the yard of the cold silk water to get it, missing it at first of all, but because of the refraction. Her arm went to take it. First of all, she missed it because of the refraction. of the water. Then there it lay on her wet arm, perfect, even past, ready to use, with the sunset shuffled about inside it like gold dust. All her heart went up in the flames of joy. But afterwards, in her second try, she took it, kept it on her arm, and then she could see the sun setting last line through the hole inside that blue bead, and so she was very happy because for to use it she does not need her needle. After a bit, she twisted it into the top of her skirt against her tummy so she would know if it burst through the poor cloth and fell. So she kept that bead into the skirt of her fold so that if it fell down she would come to know. Then she picked up her fork and sickle and heavy grass and set off home. What a day. So she took her things, fork, sickle and heavy grass, and then starting going towards her home. She was very happy. Her bare feet smudged out of the wrinkle mark of snakes in the dust. There was the thin singing of malaria mosquitoes among the trees now. This track was much used at night by the Morse old Makna elephant, the tuskless one. But Sibia was not thinking of any of them. The stars came out, she noticed. Now there were the marks of the snakes on the way from where she was going, but she did not care about that. There was that the path which she was using, that is used by the elephants during night, but she was not thinking of them. She was straight towards her house, and she noticed that stars were out. On the way back she met her mother, out of breath, came to look for her and scolding. When she was going back she met her mother, who was scolding her. She was searching for her. I didn't see till I was home, yet you are not here, that you are not there. She said that when I reached home, then I noticed that you are she was not with her mother. And Sibia, bursting in with her story, cried, something did. I found a blue bead for my necklace. Look. Sibia was very happy. She didn't tell anything but just cried that she had found a blue bead for her necklace. So this is the end of the story. Now what is important? First of all, as I have told, that a description of the crocodile. Then what does it eat, and how does he come outside, and in the side by side with the description, what does the writer said that when he how he does he started killing the small animals, and how did the crocodile survive when she was a small or a baby crocodile, and when he grow up what does he eat. Then blue bead, was the blue bead, and then about Sibia, how does she look like, and about the things whatever she saw in the market, and why didn't she buy and borrow any money from the others, and since her childhood whatever she was doing, and then with her mother where did they go, what did they do there, and what's about that agent, what did they do with the grass, and then Sibia, that about the Gujars, where they're wearing clothes style, their living style, and their earning habits. What did she notice about them? Then their earning habits, and why they are known as pastoral age, not as the hunters or the cultivators. Then come to the how did the woman cross the river, what did she felt on the cliff when she was cutting the Sibia was cutting the grass, and about other women when they came back, and the Gujar woman when she came, what happened when she came to take the water, and how did Sibia help him, and how it will come to know that crocodile has died, and why at the end of the short story Sibia was happy. So all these points are important, and you can notice it and learn it especially from the book, not from the workbook. And that is all about this short story. Thank you.